Hey, good afternoon. I'm doing this from the comfort of my own home still. There's a lot of videos or audios that I will do, but I never post. And it's kind of a good thing because later on, I realized that I could do one that's better because more stuff has evolved, more things have come to light. Such is the case as this one. When we're talking about politics and Trump and Elon Musk going in and messing with the Treasury, it kills me because a lot of people that were for Trump were just going, you guys, or Democrats are just this or that, I'm pissed about, and really we need to, have more transparency. We need to get in there. And whereas a lot of the point that people that didn't like the idea were running with was, hey, you can appoint whoever you want to appoint, but for them to turn around and bring in a team, and yeah, in this case they're, say kids, bunch of young techies or whatever, and ramrod them into the system without going through his security clearances or whatever. There was a lot of people that I knew that took months, and a couple that were years before they were able to get security clearances to work jobs at a for government contracts, for shipyards and stuff like that. Mind-blowing. And so for them to turn around and do that, and then he goes in and starts just going for it. This is that we're not talking about doing auditing. He's got a bunch of techies that can live, breathe, and sleep coding. And who's to say, because you don't have any oversight, who's to say that they're not going in there and doing something? And yeah, that is a very real concern because, yeah, occasionally every 4 or 8 years or something like that, we do have a change in power. And if all of a sudden we find out that something else has been messed with 4 or 8 or 12 or 16 years down the road, because of computerized coding, it's very possible. So the question was, why did they need a bunch of techies to do what is essentially a financial auditing? So that was being said. And now the reason why I said it's kind of good that I sat on my haunches on all this, because now you've got the results of some of the things that are coming out, how much money was being spent here and there and here and there and here and there. Yeah, you're going to find it. Yes, you are government efficiency. 1, 2, you shouldn't be saying this aloud. I'm sorry. This is not for you to turn around and say, screaming out to the public, this is the line item by line item. I will say it that way. You should have some scrutiny as to your own, your own tongue. And you're going to find, because you're the government, or you're the Department of Efficiency, you're going to find issues. But you better know why they're there before you start spouting on them. You have an independent person in there who's not a politician, who's not anything like that, and they've turned around and done this. You don't know when that was put into play. You don't know when they've appropriated that money, at what time. And what all you're seeing is, my God, we have X $1 million going to, this organization. And for some reason, you have an issue with that organization, or it sounds ludicrous. You're going to put that down onto a piece of paper. Well, I'm sorry, you don't get to make that call. I don't care if you're the leader of the government efficiency or not. You don't know when that was appropriated. And that could have been appropriated whenever it was. And no matter how ludicrous it sounds to you, you better double check when it was all done before you open your mouth. One of them was X $1 million going to, and I want to say it was for some country to have Sesame Street. And I just went, wow, okay. And that one, as soon as I heard someone say that, I went, and it just dropped a blank in my mind. I was going, okay, and you have a problem with this. Sesame Street, of all people, have helped out every freaking country that they've ever been broadcasted in. But they're, again, pick and choosing all these line items by line items and saying them without knowing when the money was appropriated. You don't get to just throw that out willy-nilly and say, hey, I saw Congressman Kennedy or something like that out of Kentucky or Georgia or wherever in the hell it is, and he started going down the line items and saying them. And I'm going, okay, here's the problem. You all voted for him. You everyone in Congress voted for those measures to be put in. If you didn't see that or don't remember when that crossed your table, because it was put in with a whole bunch of other crap, maybe that's the issue. Okay? You all need to get your shit together. Quit worrying about the lobbyists. Don't bitch about these line items when you or yourself are listening to lobbyists right and left rather than saying no. Put it across on a piece of paper. No. We all have our concerns. We all have our headline issues that we would like to address to you guys. And you're not going to be able to get to all of them. And to turn around and put in, like what they talk about, that this side or that side added 500 pages to this one bill or whatever. There's where the problem is. Okay? Everyone's trying to piggyback all this crap in there. Sure, you're going to have stuff. And sure, there's a government efficiency problem. Okay? But when you start going back and looking at some of these things that we already did, you don't get to turn around and say that back out aloud like it's an issue. If you're going to say one, then you say them all. If you say one of them, then you say them all. It'd be much like going back to your bank statement and looking at your bank statement for the past 10 years. You're going to slap yourself for some of the shit that you've bought in your lifetime. You're going to, that was just stupid to have spent that money. And I'm not talking about even like going to a casino, stupid, spent the money. I'm talking about buying that, portable pop-up toaster with LED lighting type stupid, whatever it is. You're going to find those items. But when you're talking about appropriated money, that took a lot of stuff to get to that point. And now that it's there and the money got appropriated, and you don't know, they're saying this on air like it's just this big one thing, or whatever. They singled it out without any kind of context. Okay? Without any kind of context of when it happened. They're saying an amount, and they're saying the title of it. They don't say when it happened. And that makes a difference. Because, I'm sorry, if we're going to get down to being politicizing it, you don't know when it was put in there. You can't just say the name and the money without saying exactly when it was put in there. My point is that if you say one of those items, you have to say them all. If you're going to be fair. This Kennedy, when he got up there, he started giving out a whole bunch of line items. I guarantee you he didn't look at any line items that were probably ludicrous that his office put through. I guarantee you he didn't. He was the one that mentioned the thing about Sesame Street. And I'm shaking my head and just going, you're missing the point. And you're also part of the problem. The reason why all that shit's in there. So yeah, to get back to basics would be great. To be more efficient would be even better. But you don't get to go back and point fingers. And that's exactly what's happening. Okay? Got nothing but love for you. I thought I'd throw that out there. Wish you have a good day. And happy winter and all that jazz. Got nothing but love.